Morning, brothers and sisters. Thank you, General President-elect Mark McPresident. As you all know, tragedy struck the people of Flint, Michigan last year when the water system was seriously compromised with tragic consequences for the people of Flint. This video you are about to see is about the response of Local 370, along with my good friend, International Rep. Gary Young, the surrounding sister locals around Flint, the plumbing manufacturers who donated over 500 kitchen sinks, faucet, and supplies, and our good union contractors who donated their vehicles and their tolls. It's a story of a local union's leadership being proactive, not reactive. It's a story of local union displaying compassion and helping and assisting those in the community that cannot help themselves. This video tells their story that should make every member in this room proud to be part of the United Association. Mr. Kelly, please roll the video.
Local 370 has been in Flint since 1907. We've been around 109 years. We started basically after the first Buick plant was built in 1905. We do a lot of residential buildings, commercial buildings, auto work. We do all types of plumbing.
Well, the problem happened because the water source was switched over to the Flint River. The river is very high in salt content, which makes it very corrosive, about 19 times more corrosive than what it should be.
The river water was not treated with a corrosion control.
So between that and the proper chemicals not being put in it to treat it,
it was doing damage to the plumbing, to all the pipes, because that corrosive water was eating the coating inside that protected everyone from the lead pipe. From the time they threw that switch, we knew there was something wrong with the water by the way it looked and tasted and smelled, but they kept telling us it was safe to drink. But finally in October, they admitted there was a problem. They found lead in a lot of children's blood levels in town.
I had already started to notice different health changes within my son, Dana. The first sign that I noticed was when he stopped breathing in his sleep. The bacteria from the lead had caused his tonsils to swell 3 times the normal size than what they were supposed to be. Now, Dana has asthma. He has had multiple seizures.
I've been here my whole life, 34 years. I have a family of 6 children and me and my wife. It was more like unease and extremely concerned for the health of our children, Well, they told us one thing, like saying, okay, it was okay to wash with. It was like the more information came, the more light was shed on it, the more they said, we can't use it. Washing your hands, your dishes, bathing is a big, big task, because literally there's bottles and bottles and bottles of water. I got a huge pot that we put on the stove just to warm the water up so we can bathe our children.
When the water wasn't efficient enough to take showers in, it really had me and my family all twisted out. Getting in that water and getting out, scratching, itching, and all that burning, breaking out with rash and stuff.
Everybody has an obligation to certain things, and when you see a community like this just damaged, and you can help, you feel the need to step in and do that, and that's what we did. Our international union,
they got with the Plumbing Manufacturers International. They actually shipped us over a bunch of faucets and supply tubes and stops. So we had a big rally on January 30th with 470 plumbers and pipe fitters from around the state.
Some of them were guys who work in the field, some of them were business representatives of locals, and we got here at 7 o'clock in the morning.
And getting the sheriff's crew out there to direct traffic.
Oh, they shut the street down. I mean, we had contractors from all across the state show up and to volunteer their time, especially on a Saturday.
Pleased to be with you, Damon. I'm standing here with the United Association, 400 licensed plumbers and pipe fitters from around the state of Michigan.
And Sheriff, this is what people have been talking about. We have to use the water filters if we have Flint water or drink bottled water, but some are saying that those fixtures aren't actually fitting on their things inside their homes, so this is going to solve some of that.
Right, this is what brought about this large contingent of licensed union plumbers from around the state. We know when we've been going door to door servicing inbound people that many of the fixtures are old and they don't adjust to the filters. I might add, Damon, that these faucets cost a minimum of $100. And if you had to pay one of these guys time and a half on a Saturday, the cost would be immeasurable. Most people couldn't afford it in the city of Flint. But they're here today to donate their time and their great skill over the years that they've learned this trade. And they're going to put it to good use today for people that are vulnerable.
It kind of goes to show the spirit of the people coming together in this time of need.
It sure is. This is one of the great unions. People knock unions, but just take a look. 400 people are here to service the people. Now, if that's not a good, healthy spirit and what represents Flint, Michigan, I don't know what is.
And once the truck started rolling, and it was just like, man, this is amazing.
On that one Saturday, 470 people hit over 1,500 homes, and we had over 113 faucets replaced that day. You know, so it was a huge event.
Everybody stepped up, and it all went pretty smooth. I mean, I was here from 6 o'clock that morning till 10 o'clock that night.
It's not like we knew how to do anything spectacular. We knew how to help, and we jumped in and helped.
You know, I'm doing what I can do, but I'm only one guy. If I didn't have the team I got helping me, I wouldn't have been able to pull it off. I'm proud of all our guys. I'm proud of what we're doing now.
To be a part of that, man, I can't put it in words how good it made me feel. Supporting people who actually care about other folks and going the extra mile to do something like that. That was awesome.
They've given us all hope, they've given us answers, and we know that there is a fix, so we don't feel so helpless here because we have the guys behind us, the wonderful men and women that are doing the work to actually help fix our water problem.
They have been awesome. They came in and they just jumped right in like they knew us from years, and you know, we've never met these guys ever until this whole incident happened with the water. Now we look at them like their family. Like my son called them Uncle Ben, Uncle Harold, you know, Uncle Scott. So that's just the type of relationship we have built with them. They came in, they helped my family out, and I can't thank them enough because if it wasn't for them, my little boy wouldn't be able to bathe happily in fresh, clean water.
I have to do what I can to help, and I have to make sure the water's safe before I tell the Flint residents it is safe.
As we're doing these pipe replacements, one of the things we talked about was putting young people between certain ages, 16 and 24, to be in apprenticeship programs with them. So not only are they helping, but they're getting a skill that nobody can take from them.
We're still doing the faucet replacement with apprentice classes during the week. I mean, I'm taking this personal now, and I'm not going to rest until it is safe.
We're going to get through this. The city of Flint's going to get through this.
This town has a bad rap, but I've grown up here my whole life. There's good people in Flint. The issue with the water, I mean, we'll get it fixed.
To the men and women of the UA, to the 4,000 delegates there, thank you for what you do every day. And on behalf of the people of my hometown of Flint, thank you so much for standing up for us.
You serve this community and you served it very well. And I don't know that I can ever repay you for what you've done for this community. But it's your ministry, and you will not be forgotten. What you guys did was nothing short of miraculous.
One of the positive things that came out of this disaster was clean water awareness. The EPA now has mandated that all water systems take lead abatement steps immediately. This will mean that there will be thousands of UA man-hours for our members. But be not mistaken, our competition for this work is not only coming from the open shops, but it's coming from other unions that think they are entitled to our work. Brothers, the plumbers protect the health of the nation, not the laborers' union. We must be proactive, not reactive. It is now with great pleasure that I introduce the man behind the Flint relief effort, our good friend, Local 370 Business Manager, Harold Harrington.
Good morning. I want to start by saying thank you. Thank you to all my UA brothers and sisters for your generosity and support. Without you and your contributions to the UA Charitable Fund Trust, none of this would have been possible. Thank you to General President Haidt, retired, and President-elect Mark McManus for their leadership and commitment to help with our efforts in Flint. I sent an email to Mark McManus on January 7th. That afternoon, I was on a conference call with Mark and President Bill Haidt. They gave me their cell phone numbers. They called me repeatedly, making sure I had whatever I needed to get the job done, and I appreciate them very much. Thank you. That rally we had on January 30th, we only had less than 2 weeks, and Director of Plumbing Services, Tom Bigley, his efforts were vital, coordinating the donations of the material and faucets, and I want to thank Tom Bigley. Thank you, Tom. It wasn't just those guys. It was all the UA officers and staff. During the whole 10 months that this started, it started in October. It didn't really hit the news till the end of January. We started putting filters on in October of last year. January, when they declared a water emergency, is when we really found out from Sheriff Piquel that they really needed a lot more help than we knew. Oh, and by the way, Sheriff Piquel was reelected yesterday for another 4 years. The other officers and staff that helped, my brothers and my new friends, Mike Pleasant, Pat Kellett, Chris Hasslinger, and Rick Turvin. Thank you very much. And my brother and my old friend, Representative for the state of Michigan, Gary Young. And I don't mean old literally. I don't mean that literally. To my UA brothers and sisters from the state pipe trades, Michigan, you have gone above and beyond anything I could have ever imagined. City of Flint residents and I will be forever grateful to all of you, and I'd like to recognize them now, starting with our friends in the UP, Local 111. Stand up, Local 111. Just south of Local 111 is Local 85. Local 85, Saginaw, stand up. Local 333, Lansing, stand up, Lansing. Local 174, West Michigan, stand up. Local 357, Kalamazoo, stand up. Local 190, Ann Arbor, stand up. Local 98, Detroit, stand up. Local 636, Detroit, stand up. Local 704, Sprinkler Fitters, Detroit, they helped a lot, stand up. Local 669, Sprinkler Fitters, stand up. Local 671, Monroe, stand up. And our friends just south of Michigan, but they're part of the Michigan Pipe Trades, Local 50, Toledo, stand up. Local 172, South Bend, stand up. And it wasn't just the members, it was their families that showed up. Wives, children, fathers, mothers, they all helped, and I want to thank them from the bottom of my heart. I've always been proud to be a member of the United Association, but never more proud than I was that day. I also need to thank the Michigan Plumbing and Mechanical Contractors Association for their donation of vans and tools and material. To the members of the Plumbing and Manufacturers International for their donations, I want to thank them also. To the members of my local, I wouldn't have got through this without them. There was a lot of long nights and a lot of short weekends that we had to spend numerous hours in the hall and around the city. You have been outstanding. Here today are my business agent, Bruce Roth, my Vice President and Apprentice Coordinator, Kevin Gaby, Executive Board members, Doug Del Duca, and Mike Fromweller. And last but not least, lead organizer, Uncle Ben Ranger. Ben and I have spent a lot of time together. We argue over who's Batman and who's Robin or Captain Kirk and Spot when we're driving everywhere we go. We've been together a lot, and I want to thank him for everything he's done. Ben is also looking towards the future. If you want to know what harmful metals or chemicals are in your water, who would you call? When your cable is out, you call the cable guy. When your power's out, you call the utility company. When you're sick, you call the doctor. When you want to know if your water is safe to drink, you should call a trained, licensed plumber. Ben is in the process of working with the UA to develop a water testing and training program. He has met with Mark McManus, Scott Smith from Water Defense, who has been in town helping. He taught me how to test water. And they're looking to implement a program nationwide that we will have all our members, not only in the United States, but Canada, that if there is anybody has any question, they can give us a call, and we can go test the water and tell them exactly what is in it. They don't have to wait for a government agency or anybody else to tell them, because sometimes that doesn't quite get done. There are still people waiting for results in Flint. We want to make sure that what happened in Flint will never happen again anywhere. You can be sure about one thing: Flint is just the tip of the iceberg. The infrastructure in the United States and Canada is desperate need of repair or replacement. I hope that it will not take another tragedy like Flint to get the investments we need to make our infrastructure safe and reliable. As of today, we have replaced 33 service lines as part of the initial evaluation of the city's infrastructure. The service lines currently being replaced in Flint are being replaced the right way, with skilled, trained UA 370 licensed plumbers. In fact, today, as we meet, our signatory contractors in Flint are being awarded the next 200 lead line replacements. Again, I want to thank every one of you. The phone calls, the emails, the letters of support and encouragement have really helped me and my brothers and sisters in Flint. As a small token of our appreciation and a reminder of what the membership of the UA has done in Flint, I would like to present an award to General President-elect Mark McManus to be posted at the UA at the UA, and it reads, "In recognition of your support, the membership of United Association, Flint Water Crisis Fast Start Program. This piece of lead pipe is a section of the first water service line replaced in Flint, Michigan on March 4th, 2016, as part of Mayor Kevin Weaver's Fast Start Program. This pipe was removed and replaced by the skilled licensed craftsmen of UA Local 370 plumbers and pipe fitters." Thank you, brothers.